lesson, we're going to be talking about the one thing that you absolutely need to have in order to play a great solo. And if you don't have this one thing, you will never be able to play a great solo. And now this one thing, you might think it's, knowing the fretboard, or even other things that I talk about, rhythm and technique and so on and so forth. But that is not what it is. And I'll tell you what it is right now. And we're going to talk about it and demonstrate it. And that thing is belief. Now, this might sound a little bit cliche, but I've been thinking about this a lot recently and how important it is when you're doing anything in life, okay? Not just playing the guitar, but anything in life, you must believe 100% to the bottom of your heart and the core of your soul that you can do the thing that you're doing at a high level. And if that belief is shaken at all, it's going to cause big problems. And, this is why I'm bringing this up to you all, because I think that this is something that even very, very top level musicians can sometimes struggle with. I know that sometimes I still struggle with it, and it's something that needs to be talked about a little bit more. So with that being said, let's go ahead and I'm going to play over a backing track a little bit, and I'm going to try my best to demonstrate what happens if I play a solo and I really believe, and there's other kind of parallel things going on when it comes to belief. When you believe in what you're doing, you're going to play with confidence. So you absolutely need to have confidence. And also another kind of more intangible thing I think is playing with attitude, okay? All of the people that we listen to who are the best players, to me, they have all those three things. Number one, they have undoubted, unshakable belief in what it is that they're doing, and therefore they have supreme levels of confidence and just a nasty attitude when they're playing the guitar. And if those things aren't there, even if you have the exact same skill level, all the same fretboard knowledge, all the same rhythmic abilities, all the same technique abilities, all that, it simply will never be as good as it possibly can be. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play a solo, and I'm going to play very pensively and unconfidently. Okay, let's just see what happens. I'm not going to try to sound bad, but I'm just going to try to emulate what sometimes happens to me when I just feel like, I don't know, I'm not on today. I don't know what's going on. Let's see what happens when I do this. Okay, so I'm not going to keep going after that. So let's talk about what I just did there. That, to me, I hated that. Okay, I just hated everything I just played there. Even though, funny enough, I wouldn't say there were any wrong notes that I played, or even any necessarily wrong rhythms that I played. But I was just kind of meandering, and I wasn't picking with the same attitude, and I was just kind of unsure of what it is that I was doing, okay? And again, it's not totally genuine when I'm doing it because I'm doing it kind of on purpose, but sometimes, I will admit, sometimes this happens to me even not on purpose, okay? And that's exactly why I'm telling you about this. So now, I'm going to do the exact same thing, play over the same track, same notes, everything, all that stuff. But now I'm going to really I'm going to visualize in my head, I'm playing in front of 100,000 people and I'm a freaking rock star and I'm amazing and I know that I can do it and I know that this solo is going to sound really, really good and I'm just going to play with freaking attitude and belief and confidence. And let's see what it sounds like now when I do that. All right, so comment down below, what do you think was better, the first solo or the second solo? The second solo, I liked a lot more, okay? It was a lot more fun, and I was playing with more attitude. I was trying to tell myself, hey, you know what? I'm freaking awesome, and I'm gonna play an awesome solo right now, okay? The same skills. I didn't just magically like develop more technique right now or anything like that. And there was one moment, by the way, there where I did flub a note and I felt it for a second. I felt that kind of belief and a confidence kind of for like one split second there. And then I told myself like, no, I can't let that shake my confidence. I can't let that shake my belief. And then I felt like I recovered pretty decently after that. So it's such a, I know that it's very intangible sort of thing, but then once you start kind of getting into this more, you realize that it's not as intangible as you once thought. Now, this is going to be a very, very short video. I'm just going to talk about this a couple more minutes, and I think you get it. There's one thing that I want to address, which is that some of you might be thinking out there, because I experience this all the time with different students. Well, yeah, it's easier for you to be confident, you know, when you do know all the notes across the fretboard and you do have good technique and you do have good rhythm and all these different things, right? And that is true. It definitely is a little bit easier to be confident when you sort of have a evidential, I don't even know if that's a word, basis for that confidence, right? I know that I've practiced a lot and I know I've done this many, many, many times. And that is 100% true. However, I have seen it with my own eyes with a lot of people where you have to sort of fake it until you make it. So even if you don't know the whole entire fretboard, even if all you know is just the one A minor pentatonic box and all that, and you don't have any additional knowledge, you still can practice playing with belief, playing with confidence, and playing with attitude, and not telling yourself, oh, you know, all I know is the A minor pentatonic box, and I'm not good. And this self-talk is super duper important. And I've seen it with my very own eyes. People right in the middle of a lesson, they're like sounding very pensive and there's no attitude whatsoever, and they're not confident. And I tell them, listen, just try your best to play fearless. Fearless. That's another thing I would add in there. Confidence, belief, attitude, and fearlessness, okay? Don't be afraid of hitting a wrong note, okay? Don't be afraid of even hitting a wrong rhythm. I know I talk about how rhythm is so important, but it doesn't matter. The most important part you have to have is that fearlessness and that belief. And then when you start addressing the different things in your practice, learning the fretboard better, learning the different keys that you might be playing in better, learning arpeggios, etc., 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 all the different things that we have talked about before in this channel, then that confidence is just going to get even higher. You all have seen it, by the way. You've seen people who do things very confidently and they're like really bad at them, right? And that's fine. You know, some people, you know, you might get somebody who goes up on a stage and can't sing very well. But you know what? I've always thought that, you know, I kind of have a little bit of respect for that. That's kind of a tough thing to do, to be able to get up in front of a bunch of people and, you know, you're not good at something, but you're like, you know what? I'm just going to confidently do it anyway. And who cares? Because, you know, there's really nothing to be afraid of. You're not going to die if you play a bad solo or you hit a wrong note or hit a wrong rhythm or anything like that. So that confidence can be an extremely powerful tool. And unfortunately, I see a lot of people actually, as they practice more, they kind of almost in a way get less confident, because as the more you practice, you kind of realize the more stuff you don't know and the more things that you need to practice. And then like, oh man, you know, it's this kind of weird mind game being a musician. And I think almost every musician struggles with this or has struggled with it at some point or another. So I want you all to think about this in your own playing and your own situation. So if you want to learn how to master the guitar fretboard so that now you can take your newfound confidence and add even more skills and knowledge of navigating the entire guitar fretboard in any key to develop even more confidence, even more belief, and even more attitude in your playing, then make sure you head on over to Jamsville.com right now and pick up the Jamsville GPS Fretboard Fundamentals course. Also, make sure you head on over to the Jamsville merch store and pick up a Jamsville t-shirt just like this one that I'm wearing. We also have hats, mugs, sweaters, all the Jamsville merch that you can possibly imagine. So make sure you check it on out and support the channel. Also, make sure you check out my new song. It's called My Divine. That's what you're listening to in the background right now. It's available on all streaming services. Click the link in the description to be able to listen to it on your favorite streaming platform. Make sure you subscribe to the channel right now and make sure you hit that like button. We got to get lots of likes, guys. Likes. Hit that freaking like button. And until next time, listen, learn, and jam.